Hi everyone, I thought it'd be fun to talk about segmentation in a corner of the marketing verse most of you have probably never heard of. So obstructive sleep apnea is a condition that results in people who stop breathing while they're asleep. And that's a problem. A CPAP machine keeps them breathing. It's an expensive appliance, so let's take a look at how ResMed, one of the manufacturers, is marketing it. This is probably something you've not looked at before. So let's start with some facts. Most obstructive sleep apnea sufferers are older and male. We can see that ResMed is marketing heavily to this group in the banner ad here. There are younger and female sufferers, and they tend to be fewer. ResMed has a very simple segmentation along gender lines. There's the regular line. Let's see if we can find that here. Devices, I'm on country internet and you can see it. This is the regular line here. Okay, it's black, it's glossy, it's a machine with blue tinted masks. You can see here that the styling here is very male. We've got the horn-rimmed professor glasses and the classic wallet and the coffee cup, and oh look, it's a lovely glossy table book as well. Okay, this is the regular line and it's thoroughly toned male. Then there's the for her line, okay, which is a little bit different. It's white with flowers. Let's see if we've got a picture that will come up. Here we go. It's got that mauve tone background. Look how this different bedside table is completely styled differently. We've got flowers, we've got decor. Okay, it's a special algorithm which is supposed to respond to the female characteristics of obstructive sleep apnea. I'm not sure how basically inflatable bags, which are our lungs, are different between male and female, but I'm not a doctor of anything useful. Okay, we've got also the mask line here. So we've made basically 50% of the population an add-on. Where is the mask set here? Let's see if we can find what the masks look like that's different for women. Okay, now why would ResMed do this? Why would they segment what is a fairly unisex treatment? Here's the regular line mask with the blue tone, and here we have the fit for her masks with the mauve tone. I call this grandma purple. It's my grandmother's favorite thing. Okay, here we've got the same thing again, slightly different mask but with the purple tone, so we can see that this is definitely female, definitely very different to male. Why would ResMed be doing this? Let's pose some questions here. Why do they need to segment by gender in the first place? What's the advantage here? What's the fundamental difference between male and female sufferers? If we go back to our scrolling banner ad in the front here, you can see that as these pictures scroll through, we never see a picture of the woman with the mask on her face. We can show a picture of a man of it, but we don't see pictures of the women in the banner ads. Why? How do women see themselves differently in this case? We do concentrate with this idea of activity, of action, being out and living life, but not a photo of women with a mask on their face. Okay, why do they show that? What's the difference here in the psychology between men and women for this particular unisex condition? What's the advantage to ResMed? Why would they be able to sell more masks and more appliances to women this way? Now we'll talk about this on the discussion board, but here's some other questions for you. We want our segments to be MADAS. Remember that acronym? Is this segment between men and women measurable? Can we measure the number of men and women suffering from obstructive sleep apnea? Absolutely, by research we can. Is the segments accessible? Well, ResMed certainly seems to think so, and they sell their appliances in small stores, all around the country. Okay, so when people are prescribed this particular appliance, your doctor says to you, I think it's a really good idea if you continue to breathe all night. You go into a store and you buy a machine. So both genders are accessible there. Are these particular segments identifiable? I think that's a firm yes. Now, are these segments substantial? We know that a lot more men suffer from obstructive sleep apnea and at younger ages than women, but it certainly seems that on a population level there's a substantive amount of women suffering it to bring out their own model. But why the grandma decor? Okay, if we go back to our product here, where's our devices? It's definitely got the grandma look. So this is the men's version, which is fairly neutral in a lot of ways, but definitely styled for men. And this is very much, the styling here may not be grandma, but this is exactly what my grandmother would go for. She's 90 years old. She loves mauve. She loves flowers. She wouldn't be interested in a black thing like that sitting on her bedside table. This is the one she'd choose. Why are they marketing to women my grandmother's age and not my age? And it comes down to a question of substantiability here, okay? And I think I just made up that word, but we'll talk about it in the discussion boards. What about young women? Now, the last one we want to have a talk about is it responsive? Would young women be responsive to marketing like this? Maybe, maybe not. What about older women? We've talked about substantiability. Why do most of the women pictured, though, if we go back to the banner ad at the front, most of the women pictured here, they're not actually that old. Okay, they aren't my 90-year-old grandmother. They may be middle-aged, but they're not old. Why is that? If we've just identified that older women are being targeted specifically here, why don't we see them? We see that this next one's going to be an older lady here, but that's about it. So have a look, think about those, and we'll discuss this further on the discussion boards. See you soon.